G'day all, welcome back again to Dad vs Son and our playthrough of Great War Commander by Hexasim. And we're about to go on with the Germans' turn. Okay, so at the moment the Germans are applying pressure over here on the French left flank. Create a little bit of instability over here on their right flank, but have been stymied over here by the recall of Hauptmann-Waldau to headquarters and have not been able to get these people forward whatsoever. So let's see what they can do. So the Germans finished last time with 2 artillery requests and a fire, and have picked up another fire, a HMG suppress and an air assault. Okay, so they can't use the HMG suppressed because they're already suppressed, so that sucks. So we've got 2 fires and an air assault that we could do. Now, we could actually fire into here again, so let's do that. So we are going to fire into there. And we are going to use hand grenades. We want to get rid of this guy. So we are firing for 7, 8, 9, 10 into here. Plus 2 for hand grenades is 12. 7, 8, 9, 10 plus 2 is 12. Plus 7 is 19, and we have a German event. And that event is interdiction, breeze, suppress 1 unit in a hex with less than 1 cover. So, so that's all Germans. So I'm going to suppress this Fusilier over here. Okay, and then it goes remove all gas and smoke markers, we have none, and blazes spread direction, one hex in direction 1 if that is buildings or woods, and direction 1 is to here. So we do have our fire spreading into the buildings. We now have these buildings aflame. Righto, so we have 19 fire into here, and he is currently in there for 7 plus 3 is 10. And do they have anything to help? And the answer is no, they do not. Okay, so he's there for 10, plus 7, not quite enough, but they do have a sniper, which hits at F10, and F10 is here, so they hit our Fusilier again. Our little man who had his machine gun. So there he goes. Righto. So this guy is gone. First blood to the Germans, 2 VP, which takes it back to 0 overall. And they have 1 more order they can give. So let's just do our air assault. So we draw a random hex and we get M9. And M9 is here. We can't hit anything up here. We can't hit anything out there, down here, out here, so nothing happens. And that's it for the Germans, and they will get 3 new cards. Their deck is getting very thin. Right, okay. So looking at cohesion for the Germans, these guys are fine. This guy's suppressed already, even though he's got his little machine gun there. These guys are on the board edge, so they're fine. Okay, so French. My God. They have 2 command confusions, an artillery request, and an offensive. So what we could try and do is we could move this bloke down to support here, or over here to support here, which would be a better thing. So we're going to do the offensive. It's just a pity with the French, because they can only discard 1 card. So we're going to do the offensive, activate this guy up here. He can move for 5. He will go onto the road for 1. Nobody can shoot at him. So if he goes 1, 2, no. So he'll go 2, 3, 4, 5. No, 2, 3, 4, 5 to here. And that's him. I don't really want to screw around with him too much. Go 1, stay on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I could get up to here, but I think this will do. So I want to try and bring him down through into here. That again, he's at least another blocking force in case the Germans try to sneak up this way. And that is all that the French can do. They'll get 1 more card. We're over to the Germans. They have a HMG suppress and 2 artillery requests, which they cannot use. They've picked up a fire, an advance, and another artillery request. Right. Again, not much sense in moving these guys on an advance. I can only move 1 of them. The only people I can shoot at the moment are up here, which doesn't make a great deal of sense. So I could start advancing up this way, which may be my best action that I can do. So let's look at that. Do I want to do that, or do I just want to get rid of some useless cards? And I think I'm going to get rid of 2 useless cards, these 2. I'm keeping the other artillery request because it has a marksmanship on it. So 2 cards gone, 2 new cards. We're over to the French, and the French are going to play Hidden Unit. Play when your opponent discards 1 or more cards, roll on the French support table. Okay, so we roll and we get a 5. We have a look at the French support table, and a 5 is a lieutenant and 2 line platoons. Okay, so first things first, we'll find our lieutenant. 2 line platoons. So we're going to take Lieutenant Grenier, who is a 2 command radius lieutenant. And it says, place the available reinforcements in adjacent setup hexes with no formations and at least 1 cover. Now, the French could set up anywhere down to 7 hexes. So I could place them just about anywhere. Dum, 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 with at least 1 cover. So let's see if we can put a little bit of a kibosh on what the Germans are trying to do. Now, how do I want to go about this? Bum, bum, bum. Bum, 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 bum. At the moment, the French right flank is shaky but stable due to nothing happening over there. So it's the French left flank I need to worry about. So the question is, do I maybe place them here and here to block these people off from coming around? And if I get an advance in, then I can try and take them out. Or am I creating a lot of problems for myself in the first instant, and I could just end up losing those troops? That is the question. Place the available reinforcements in adjacent setup hexes with no formations and at least one cover. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put Lieutenant there, this guy here, and this guy here. No, I'm going to put him in the trees here. So I can put some pressure on to here, and we still have a command group and we are good to go. So that's that, and it's now the French turn. And they've picked up another artillery request. Yay, team! So they have 2 artillery requests and they have a command confusion. So we're going to get rid of the command confusion, and they'll get 2 new cards. No defender stuff on them, and we're back to the Germans, who have an advance, a fire, a HMG suppress, an offensive, and a move. Okay, so yeah, this is what I was worried about. So the Germans could now shuffle up and try and take out both of these guys. Which is not a bad bet at all, but they do not have an ambush, and I don't know if the French do. But I think it's a worthwhile thing. They need to get rid of those extra troops that have just turned up. So they're going to advance. They're going to activate Lieutenant Rommel and all his people. And Rommel and this Fusilier will come up into here. This Fusilier will come up into the trees. And this Fusilier here will go over into the building. He's still in the command radius, so do I want to do that? If they lose, if I put him there, he will be fine. Even though he's out in the open, no, they can shoot at him. So he goes there. Righto, so French first. Let's do this one first. So it's a 5-on-5. Do the French have anything that they can help with? And they do not have anything in those 2 new cards. But we do have a counterattack. Before making a defense roll, you may suppress up to 2 activated enemy formations. So the French will suppress this guy and this guy. Now again, I'm just going to check. Formation, I believe, is everyone. Yep. So we've now suppressed them, which makes it a lot harder here. But we have this here. So the French have done that here. They have nothing else that they can use. So the French are in there for 5. Plus 6 is 11. Okay, now the German is in here for 5. And has absolutely nothing he can do. So it's simply going to be, he needs a 7 or better, a 6, they both die, a 5 or less, and he dies. And he gets a 7 and kills the Frenchman. And that's 2 VPs for the Germans. And that's good. Now this one. Again, nobody has anything to help this time with anything. So again, the Frenchman is here for 5. Oh, plus 11. Ouch. Okay, so he's there for 16. Now this guy is here for 4, plus 2 is 6. Plus 1 is 7. Ouch. 4 plus 2 is 6, plus 1 is 7, with nothing to help whatsoever. Ouch. Okay. 7 and 10, 17 against 16. My God. And they kill him off and isolate Lieutenant Grenier. And that's another 2 VP, taking the Germans up to 4 VP, and the French are at 50% of their surrender value. My God. Who would have thunk it? Okay. So these guys are now sitting here and have totally screwed up the French idea. Righto. So what else can they do? They cannot do an offensive. They could do a move, and they can't fire either. So it would be a move or nothing. And I really don't think there's any sense in doing anything there. So we're just going to take 1 new card for the Germans, and we now have 3 cards for the French. They have their artillery request, they have a recover, and they have a move. So I think the first thing we got to do is move this guy out of here and hope he survives. So we're going to move. Get rid of that German card. Okay. So we're activating this guy to move all by his lonesome, and he goes 2 into there, and he can be fired on by these guys here. And they have 1 fire order, and that's it. And I think it's a worthwhile fire at him. So they are going to opportunity fire at him, and they are going to use marksmanship to add 2. So let's put the 2 down straight away. And we're going to subtract 1 because we do have hindrance. So we've got at a +1 at the moment. So we're firing for this guy for 5. -1 is 4. And that's it. So a total of 5. I think 4 and 2 is 6. +1 is 7. Total. Okay. So we're shooting in here for 7. Nothing else can help. +8 is 15. Okay, not too bad. He's in here for 11 and has nothing to help. 11 and 4 is 15. So he is suppressed. Wow. There you go. So that move is done, and I think we have to go in and do our recover. So we'll remove this suppressed, this suppress, and this suppress. And this is the only guy we have to try and rally, and he's in there for 11. And we get 9, so that's good. But we have an event which is Interdiction. Suppress 1 unit in a hex with less than 1 cover. Okay. Which only leaves these ones over here now. So we will suppress this little guy here. There we go. And then remove all gas and smoke. We have none. And blazes spread 1 hex in direction 2 to buildings or woods. And direction 2 is this way. So we're going to have fire here and fire here. That blaze is getting out of hand. Okay. So that's done, and he is back. That's the end of the French turn. So he becomes suppressed again because he's out of cohesion. This guy is fine now, and all these are fine, but he's starting to get a little bit upset with the amount of smoke and flames. Okay, 3 new cards for the French. No defender stuff on them. So we're down to 4 cards now for the Germans. The HMG suppress, which they cannot use. A runner, which they cannot use because their actual leader, the Hauptmann, is over there. An offensive, which they could only use with a Rommel. And a move. Okay. Right-o. What do we want to do? So an offensive would move these guys up. I could move him to here. He would come under fire from there. Move him over to here. But at the moment I'm blocking him from running down here. So no, I don't like that idea at all. Move. Well, I could just try and get this guy up and into here. At least he's out of the way, and that gives me a card. But that has also a concealment on it. But I'm going to do it anyway. So we are going to move. We're going to activate this Fusilier here. And he's going to go 1 to here. Machine gun could fire on him at the moment, maybe. Yep, we have a straight line down, but that's the last shot he's going to get on him, I think, because then we're going to be starting to maybe clip the fire. So let's see if it's really worth it. We're here fine. If he moves over to C9, we are still okay. We'll get 2 shots. But once we get to there, that's it. That's when we're into the fire. Okay, so do we have a fire? And we do. We do. Let's see if we can stump him a little bit. So we are going to opportunity fire, and we are going to use Elan to add 2 to it. So we're firing for 7, minus 1 hindrance is 6, plus 2 is 8. Plus 11 is 19 and a French sniper. And the sniper hits at E10, which is right on our little man here. And we shoot him for 2 VP for the French, taking the Germans down to 2 VP. And that also eliminates their heavy machine gun. They're MGO8. Ouch. Okay, so we have 19 into here. We do have a probe if we need it for the German. Let's see how we go. 8 and 5. Rubbish. So he is broken. But we'll use our probe. And he has rallied back again. So he's moved 1. He moves 2 to there. This is our last shot that we can get at him. This time we're only firing for 7. Minus 1 is 6. Plus 5 is 11. And again, he's there for 8. Plus 11. That's the last German card. And we have a sniper. So we go to time 3. And we're going to get our Hauptmann back, which is about bloody time. So let's do this. So first up, we've advanced the time marker. Triggering player reshuffles, which we're doing. No sudden death roll. 1 VP to the French, so the Germans are down to 1 VP now. Remove 2 smoke markers and 2 gas. We have none. Set up reinforcements, and we have Hauptmann Waldau, who will set up right here. And then dig-ins. We have no dig-ins, and then strategy cards. Both sides have a strategy card, so nothing happens there. Righto, so we've got a draw for the sniper now. And we get a sniper at D5. And D5 is over here, does nothing. So he was safe. He's moved 1, 2. He moves 3 to here. We don't have a line of sight anymore due to the flames. And then he goes 4, 5 into there, like that. And that move order is complete. The German turn, we can now do our second command, and we will do runner. And bring our runner on and put him with Hauptmann Waldau. That's it for the Germans. They get 5 new cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then we have a look at them for cohesion. Over here, no change. Over here, no change. But this guy is now out of cohesion and becomes suppressed. And we're down to the French, who have 2 artillery requests. And we are going to do hidden position, scenario defender only. If available, place a team and its 75mm gun in a setup hex with at least 2 cover into which your opponent just fired. No, I can't do that. Bugger. They fired down here. Don't tell the Germans we got it. So they can't do any of those. So we're just going to get rid of this other artillery request and draw 3 cards for the French. And there is nothing on that. And we're back to the Germans, who finished with an offensive and have picked up a move, a fire, an artillery denied, another fire, and a recover. Right. Oh. Okay. So how to do this? How to do this? So I think the first thing I'm going to do is an offensive. Righto. Now I'm going to activate Hupman, Waldau and his people. This is going to be the first guy to move. He can only move 4. And he's going to go 1 to here. We have line of sight down to him from the French machine gun. But they do not have a fire order. So he moves 1, he moves 2, he moves 3, 4 into there. The Hupman and this guy can move 6, and they'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 into here, like that. He's just going to stay there. It doesn't really matter. That way he can just toddle off the board when he's ready. So that's their first. Then we are going to do our recover. So we'll remove all of these suppression markers, and that one, and that one as well. And we are good to go. That's the end of the German turn. They've had their 2 orders. They get 2 cards back. And we're over to the French, who have 2 recovers now. They have their artillery request still, and they have an advance. So I think we need to start putting some pressure on the Germans over here. Dangerous, I know, but we are going to advance. And even though I'd like to put the pressure on the Germans over here, we are going to advance this guy to here and bring him into the fold. And once we've done that, we are going to recover and remove his suppression. Like that. It's not the greatest thing going, it's not elegant, but it helps. Cards. No defender only stuff on that. We're back to the Germans. How's the time going? 33 minutes. We'll do 1 more turn each. See how we go. So the Germans have picked up another fire and an advance. So they have 3 fires, move, advance, and artillery denied. Right. So I think first things first is we are going to do an advance. We're going to activate Rommel and his people. We're going to go over here, and over here. And the reason for that is to keep pressure on him, keep pressure on these guys up here, and keep a bit of pressure on this guy as well. Then we're going to do a move. And we're going to activate Waldau and his people. So this guy is going to go 2, 4, 2, 4, 2, 4, and the Hupman will go 2, 4, 6 to there, and they are still in his command radius, and that's that. And we get 2 new cards for them, and then we're over to the French with their artillery request and their recover. And they've picked up a move and an advance. Right. So I think we need to start advancing down into here. Or do I advance these guys to here to give us a united front here? I'm worried about this though. If the fire spreads this way, at least this guy can go into here at the moment rather than going out to a roadway. So I'm going to use the advance and I'm going to come into here. At least we're not going to get shot at. So this line will go, where do we come here? We'll actually come here and here and into here. And now we can command this guy from Lieutenant Antoine as well, which leaves us a recover and a move that we can use. We don't need to use the recover. And I don't really want to move at the moment, so we'll just get one new card for the French. And we'll call it quits there and come back with the German turn. So things are starting to heat up over here. Things are on the move over there. And it could go either way. There's only one VP in it. The Germans have only lost the 1 unit so far, whereas the French have lost 3, which is half of their surrender value. And that was just pure blind bad luck, realistically. A lot of that. So, yeah. So, again, thanks for coming along the journey. Hope you're enjoying. Hope you haven't been worried about too many screw-ups, and I will catch you next time. Bye for now.